Hey guys, a little update, this time on the Bavarian Bush, tropical forest, whatever you want, Pampa at the end, to share with you the last state of this version of the tank, because in fact the plan is to redo it one more time. This is here you see the second time, or second attempt. And as you can see, even if we've done a blackout of something like 10 days, totally in the darkness and so on, it's not possible to get rid of this algae. So this black bear algae, BBA algae, something like that. I don't know the real name of the algae, and you can see this is a bit everywhere. So the little green algae that you can see here, for example, normal algae, you can get rid of, you can clean it at least. This one is way more complicated, I would say. What's bothering me, this is I don't precisely know what is the reason to have this kind of algae. So you would tell me, let's do your parameter and you will find out what is not in the proper range. In fact, I've done it over the last month and systematically I find nothing really abnormal. I would say the issue here, this is I'm not here, so I'm not able to take care of the tank and to follow the parameter evolution over days. I used to be there once every 2 weeks, for example, so it's not so very useful, and it does explain why I try to put the maximum of automation here, for example, with dosing pump for micro element, for example, as you can see over there. And the idea, or what did guided me to set up this tank. So the owner wished to have a lot of plant, or at least 1/3 of the tank in green, and this is at one point what we had. What I really like, this is to have a mix of coloration in the plant, reflecting the mix of coloration of all the tetra and so on, that you can see a bit everywhere over there. So a lot of plant, and since it was a new tank, I decided to give a try to switch and to use only soil, as you can see over there. And I also gave a try, you see the lot of systems that we do have in the tank in order to try to help in the good direction. You can see the CO2 is injected and the coloration is proper. This is good. And of course, because CO2 injection is regulated by pH, so hopefully you have a kind of consistency with a chemical reaction here, and the sensor for the pH monitor, controller of the CO2, you get the point. Back to what I've treated, so only soil in order to not have any scratch on the glass. And I gave a try also to some bag where I put this kind of little, can I zoom? Yeah, I can zoom. This is what you can find in a plant garden, you know, and the idea was to maybe help a little bit on the ground, to not have something flat, but instead to have something a little bit with some volume without using so much soil, because this sand here, it's not some sand, but it does cost a lot. So if you can spare a little bit, you take it. After that, we use 2 new driftwood. There you don't see them anymore because it's plant or algae in front of them. Here a lot of plant, algae mostly, on the top. And after that, regarding the life support system, automation of the dosing, of the nutriment and so on, a filter, we change the filter. I can show you. CO2 is here, filter Oase with a heater inside. We do have here UV sterilizer and the CO2 reactor behind over there. So you have a complete system. The dosing pump are here, these little guys over there. So it's a nice complete system, but at the end you don't get the expected result. You have not a nice tank, clearly. And the lighting to finish, this is Shiro 1 Shiro 90, I guess, yeah, 90 because it's 1 meter long tank, 250 liter if you are wondering, 50-50 1 meter. And you have a canister filter that you saw with the outcome of the filter here and the intake. On the other side we have some skimming pump. This is Heheim, and we do have the new Oase skim, clear skim, whatever. We gave a try, but this one is more resistant to the little shells going inside, I would say. So we will reset it, because fish keeping, this is also the point. You have to try some new stuff, especially if the current stuff are not working properly. When you see all the plants from far away, it looks green, but in fact they are infested of the algae. So I will try to not keep anything and to let running the tank empty, and to see what kind of sterilization I can maybe bring. Sterilization not of the fish, arm loss sterilization, compliant with the fish, I would say, but maybe a copper based system that I can try to fight definitely this algae. We will see. Or more blackout. The fish really don't care about the blackout. And you will see the evolution if, the next step, the idea of the next step, it will change. But in the same time, we keep this tank and we keep the life support system. I can give you a hint on some elements that I plan to change. This, I don't change it, because we do have it, as I show you. But here, we do have something new that you may already see how it can be used, maybe. So I let it here. This is a tall one, beautiful driftwood with something special you will see in the next video, and something else that I will give a try, and I'm really curious to see how it looks like on a tank. This is from Aquagro, a company here in Germany with a very Moritz, very sympathisch, how do you say it? Net? A very friendly owner, I would say, and doing some interesting lighting system. So this is a lighting system. If you are wondering, you can have a look. Unique X1. I haven't tested it. It's still under plastic, as you can see. And for the one who know a little bit fish keeping, when you have this LED spot, this kind of driftwood, and this tank, you can already figure out in which direction we will try to go this time. You will have fish, you will have plant, and I let you guess all the rest that will come. If you have any ideas, feel free to share. Recommendation, of course, I'm taking them. And remark about life support system, or the fish or the plant that you think who could go and thrives with such kind of setup and hardscape. So that's all for today. Hope everything is going fine at your place, and I will start to clean this tank, and I can tell you that I have for a few hours before to get something proper, everything away. That's all. Ciao guys.